Inou-Battle episode 3. Honestly, I was kind of bored throughout this episode because the clichéness of the series is really hitting its peak, and we didn't get that much comedy in this episode. It wasn't that funny to me, and that's what has been carrying this series. Granted that it looks nice and the animation is pretty good, but Trigger can do so much more than this. I know it. I know they can, and I'm waiting for it. And if the second episode was any indication, this shit has the potential to be hilarious at times, but in this episode I just wasn't feeling it. There was that whole thing with the tennis match and everything in their recreational activities. That was pretty funny and pretty interesting. And, other than that, it was kind of boring to me. Hearing Hatoko's whole naming, teasing backstory with her being called Yakitori and, shit like that, that was boring to me. I'm sorry, it just was. I wasn't feeling it. I'm not that invested in these characters like that. That's not what I'm watching this show for, to hear about this and hear, oh, the whole harem loves Andou for these reasons. Yeah, it was cool. The only reason I liked that, and I like that whole discourse, was because when I think about it, it just gives Andou a lot more exposition and shows that Andou is really thinking about a lot of things. He's not just a retarded Chunibyo dude who, mumbles around all the time with his dark shit. But, yeah, they're trying to be serious in elements that aren't necessary, and the comedy was lacking. The episode really rekindled my interest once, Hajime Nissan is introduced. Hajime, Kiryuu. I forgot what his Chunibyo name was. It was like some fucking Hellkaiser something Lucifer, some random shit like that. Kiryuu Hellkaiser used Lucifer's or some shit like that. And once he came out, I was like, alright, here we go. Andou has some sort of Chunibyo, like, rival character. Shit can go and progress. And he was also the one from the first episode that was, like, watching them and shit. So I know he knows they have the powers and shit, and I can't wait to see how he engages with them and what his role is in this series. Because he seems like a fucking funny dude, like, the two, Andou and him together, like, Chunibyo levels are high as fuck, and it was fucking crazy. The only serious part about this episode, in terms of dialogue, that I actually enjoyed was Hajime's whole description of Chunibyo, because it was very accurate as far as I'm concerned. And you also find out that he's Tomoyo's older brother, and shit like that. So, got a lot of progression, and the pacing was nice. It was just a lack of jokes that made this kind of boring to me, because this series is being carried by the jokes and the comedy right now, and without it, it's just kind of lackluster. So I'm hoping they step up the joke intensity next week, although Chifuyu just quit school and you saw her return to her house, no one was there, so she's going to be going through some drama next episode for damn sure. I'm not sure how that's going to factor into getting the comedy back up to high levels. The only part of this episode that was mad funny, besides Hajime Nissan, was at the very beginning when we saw Andou go talking to his sensei, and that other dude came in asking for his lover back, and it was actually a fucking 3DS, and they just both otaku'd out together. That was hilarious to me. But after that, it just got boring, and only picked up when Hajime came in. So this episode was just so-so for me. I'm gonna give it 6.5, 7 out of 10. It was But hype for next week's episode, because having Hajime around, getting some of these answers, I think Hajime probably has some powers as well, and probably has something to do with why he dropped out of college and whatnot. But I'm interested to find out more about him, actually, as opposed to hearing backstories. I really could care less about what's happening. As fucking cute as Chifuyu is, and, like, she's fucking moe character, but I don't care what's going on in her life. I just want some comedy from this series. So let's step that up, and we'll be good. Trigger, I know you have it in you. I know you have it in you. Anyway, let me know what you guys think of this episode, your thoughts and everything like that. And I'm out. Peace.